Thank you so much for coming on. Welcome to the Gunman Insta Live. This is the baddest boxing channel in the UK. This is growing this channel faster than any other boxing channel. We're getting great athletes like yourself coming on to share your journey with the fight fans. Now, I've said this before, you're one of my favorite fighters on Misfits. I really highly rate your work. How did the Misfits opportunity come about for you?
Pretty much just through Brian, my friend, the true Geordie. I started podcasting with him back in August.
Yeah.
And obviously we sort of hit it off straight away, man. We've got a lot of mutual interests: football, boxing. Yeah. So we sort of hit it off straight away, and obviously he knew that I used to box, so I boxed. I boxed unlicensed. I started like when I was like 21, I think.
Yeah.
And I did a
10-0. 10-0.
That's it, mate. That's it.
10-0 unlicensed, which is phenomenal. But go on, yeah.
I done a few years on the unlicensed circuit, and I beat some decent boys that have gone on to do good things.
Yeah, very good guy. You've got a good CV, to be honest.
Yeah, there's a few good names on there. Yeah, on the unlicensed scene, sort of thing. But then I'd finished, so I was done with boxing. I was like, still a big boxing fan, used to watch it and stuff, but I had a lot of stuff go on where I was like, I just couldn't commit the time to boxing, and then ultimately it all culminated with welcome my first child, and then once I had a daughter, it was it just became boxing's like, people don't realise, and you know, you'll know this yourself, like, you don't earn no money, you know what I mean? You don't earn. I was, for an unlicensed fighter, I was what you considered well paid, because I used to, it was all on ticket sales, wasn't it? And I used to sell a lot of tickets. I'd be a bit gutted if I had a fight and I didn't do 100 tickets, which that might not sound like a lot, but 100 tickets when you're boxing in a venue that only holds 500. 100 tickets is a lot. That's a fifth.
Yeah, that's good going. I was always a 60 to 80, man.
That's solid, though.
And I was pleased with that.
That's solid, yeah. Yeah, that's good, man. So, so I used to sell a lot of tickets, and I used to get paid a little bit and whatnot. And then it got to a point where, like, I was boxing decent boys. Like, one of my just before lockdown, I fought, and I think it was like 35 amateur fights or something. A good record. Been to a couple of tournament finals and stuff like that, and I just sort of felt like it weren't worth what I was putting into it.
Yeah, because really it's pocket money, isn't it? Let's be honest. Like, you know, by the time you pay all your costs of travel and gym and memberships and like buy yourself a new set of gloves,
mate, I could combine without talking about money too much. I could combine every penny I ever earned before Misfits, and it wouldn't put a dent in, you know. So it's a different. It's a different level. It's a different level.
Yeah, different level. So True Geordie just basically introduced you to Mams Taylor, and that was it. Is that how it worked?
That was more or less it, mate. To be honest, like, he was saying for a while, we'll get you on a show, and I was a bit like, yeah, you know, we'll see. And then eventually, I got the call. Like, I think it was like the second week of December. And they said, you will be fighting on the last week of January. So I got a call about a month before the show for January in Leeds. Put the wheels into motion, got back sparring for that one. Didn't really spar at a very high level. Just sparred with like unlicensed fighters, decent fighters, but like I weren't sparring professional. I was sparring decent fighters, some good fighters, man.
Some good fighters.
You probably know well yourself.
Yeah, Triple M, you were sparring, weren't you?
Me and him have done hundreds of rounds.
He's a good operator, you know, relentless. Yeah,
if you need your gas tank and your heart and your determination tested, spar with Salah. That's good.
Yeah, that's absolutely quality. So listen, if you was a young fighter coming up, I hear so many people come on my show and say, "Oh, I want to get on Misfits." How would you recommend a fighter get on Misfits?
Through investing in your own content. like, do you know what? You'd be surprised, mate. I get this message easy 100 times a week. I get 10, 15 inboxes every single day, specifically from people saying to me, how do I get on Misfits? How do I get on Misfits? Or even like, and I'm going to I am going to answer your question, but like, even like, I'll get people message me and they'll go, oh, let me jump on your podcast. And I go, well, I don't really reply all that much, but sometimes I'll reply and I'll say, well, where's your stuff? And they'll go, what do you mean? And I'm like, send me a link to your YouTube channel. And it's like, I ain't got a YouTube channel. Oh, okay, have you got any like media work you've done, any podcasting? No. And it's like, I sometimes, and I don't want to sound like a cock here, but I sometimes think like, mate, I would never reach out to someone and go, get me on your podcast if I hadn't done my own thing. So it's the same with the Misfits thing. You can't go, oh, get me on Misfits is influencer boxing. And look, I don't class myself as an influencer, but at the same time, I've got a YouTube channel. I'm on the Kickoff. I do bits and pieces. So the main thing I would say is, if you're looking to get on one of these platforms, invest in yourself, grow your own name and whatever. And it's like, offer Misfits saying, because I'm very privileged. Yeah, I'm very, very lucky. I got in through the back door. We all know this. No one's making out I didn't. Brian, True Geordie, you'll hear me say Brian, because do you know what? It's really weird. Even though the world knows him as the True Geordie.
Yeah, True Geordie. I was like, Brian, who are you talking about?
True Geordie. It just feels weird. Do you know what I mean? But so basically, Brian, he got me. So I knew someone that knew someone. That's very rare to have that. And ultimately, he got me the opportunity because he knew that. Without sounding big-headed, he knew that I'd smash it, sort of thing. Yeah. And now it's gone from that. But realistically, you've got to offer them something. You've got to have Misfits thinking, oh, we need this guy on our show. So invest in yourself and you get there eventually. Yeah.
Do you reckon I'll get the call soon? I've got the logo.
Mate.
I've got a few followers.
Listen, you've got to get yourself in the mix, haven't you?
Mate, I don't know. Mate, I can't. It's so much easier sitting on this side of the camera these days, you know what I mean?
Do you miss it?
Yeah, but but yeah, I get so many people, complaining about influencer boxing. Good fighters. You go in gyms, you see some quality fighters, Joey, and you think, and they're not fighting, or they're moaning that, oh my God, there's a main event and it's between two people that can't fight. And I always say, listen, you can't, as a boxer, just sit there moaning. You've got to get some training reels out, post, call people out, showboat. Make some content like you just said, make something unique, isn't it? That's got to be the way.
I think as well, like influencer boxing can get a bad rap at times, and I completely understand it, man. Like, you see two guys that, I've fought on 2 Misfits cards now, and I would say, yeah, there are one or two fights, or fighters, I should say, on the card that I'm like, you don't belong in a boxing ring. But the level that I'm boxing at, it's like, it's the same as being in the amateurs or fighting for titles in the unlicensed scene. It's a good level. It's a good level, man. So it's not a good level in terms of pro boxing, but if you want to watch pro boxing, go watch pro boxing. If not, if you're tuning in, don't,
Yeah. Did we had a question from a Chelsea fan earlier, just on the thing. He says, "Have you ever boxed amateur?"
No.
No, never boxed. Only unlicensed.
No, I had. I started boxing. I took up boxing when I was 20, and after about 6 months, I had my first fight. I boxed a fella. He's probably 40 now. This fella. What did he do? He was like a MMA fighter, and he had a lot of MMA fights, but not that many boxing fights. I boxed him, and then what happened was I think like, right. So imagine when Anthony Joshua won his world title, once you're a world title holder, you can't step down a level. Yeah. So I got to a thing where basically on the Queensberry, you used to take, or someone would maneuver themselves for a title shot, even a novice title shot. Probably take them like 6 fights, 6 fights. Yeah. And that's 5 fights if they're 5 fights, 5 wins. Do you know what I mean? But it's like, if you've got a mixed record, it could take you 7, 8 fights. I boxed for a title after my second fight. So I won it in my third fight. And then, like I'm saying about, once you've got a belt, you're the defending champion. So you've almost got to learn on the job. So although I didn't have amateur experience, I've beat boys that have had amateurs. And,
but mate, Quest has got some good operators on it. I don't care what anyone wants to say about white collar or whatever you want to label it. I've been going when it was Queensbury Boxing League, and there's some good fighters on there, man. You know this. Yeah, had a rich era. It had a rich era of fighter back then. People like Bilal Fawaz. I'm going to do injustice and forget people's names, but Ami Rahman, King Arthur James. There was just loads of good fighters.
Kane Baker.
Oh, Kane Baker, Jimmy Horney, Midday.
Lee Cannon.
Oh, mate, yeah. I'm going to miss people out. I'm sorry, anyone I missed out. I'm sorry right now, but it was
Seb Hallett.
So
that's
many.
one you forgot there. Seb Hallett, he's the man.
Seb Hallett. I mean, he's still going. I still see him and Chisholm.
Do you know what
like that?
Seb?
What's that?
Seb fought.
Yeah, you beat Seb, didn't you?
Yeah, but it was very early on. Seb's.
You did fight him. Yeah, I did know that.
Seb.
There's Luke Hills.
I beat him in a fight, but he broke two of my ribs, so I think we're evens, me and Seb.
yeah, you mean Luke Hills and me. Yeah,
Luke Hills. Good man. Chelsea
I'm not forgetting him. Simeon Dennis. Oh God.
Yeah.
You're gonna get me killed. So let's talk about listen, I want to talk about your first debut on Misfits. Anyone who hasn't seen it, you got to check this out, man. Look at this brother here. Absolutely folded this guy like a deck chair. Now this is Most Wanted. The guy's name is. Let me see if I can just turn my camera around. Hold on. Hold on. Let me see if I can turn this around. Does that work? Yeah, that works. I don't know what was going on there. No. Right. Okay, check this out. No sound or nothing. Now watch this out. For anyone who hasn't seen it, when I've never seen someone look at his hand positions. His hands were down. He was asking for that. Look, I mean, look at that. I'm gonna just play it one more time. I mean. Now look at that. I mean, how do you get yourself in that position there? I mean, I shouldn't laugh, but was that a mismatch, a total mismatch, or just a brilliant performance?
I don't know, man. Probably a bit of both.
God, you can say it.
Well, listen, I think the way you got to look at it is Most Wanted was he had been training, he'd been sparring in the gyms, and I hear that he had a background in MMA and things like that. And you know, he had been looking for an opportunity on the Misfits team for a while. I was given about a month's notice, but ultimately, yeah, when we got in there, I knew from the first second of the first round that I was going to have my way with him and I could do what I wanted. Yeah, so why stop it early? I could have gone out there and got a first round knockout in that one. But at the same time, I'd have probably forced it. I'd have probably looked, you know, maybe not as good as I would have hoped to look. So I was just happy to get the rounds in with that one, to be honest. But it was my second fight. It was a lot, way tougher, a lot more of a test. It ended earlier, but yeah, I don't know. I think the level.
Mate, you were playing with him. Like, you know, like when you have a roast dinner and there's just a couple of peas you're chasing around on the plate at the end. You know, you were chasing around like a little bit of food on your plate. Like, honestly, you were playing with him in there. And I was loving the slick head movement, the pivoting around him. Bosh. But, it was delightful to watch. I'm a boxing purist. I love that. I love to see that. But what I don't love to see, and a lot of boxing purists don't love to see, is guys with a blue tick and a following actually getting fights ahead of people that can fight. You know, I'm seeing some cards coming out these days with guys at a main event and they've never had a fight before. And you're like, oh, what? How's that happened? You know? And mouth-watering crackers, firecrackers, like third or fourth fight down. You're like, oh.
I think when you're looking at, listen, I can't speak for all influencer boxing, but I think if you're looking at Misfits at the moment, I think they're in somewhat of a transition period because when Misfits first came about, it was like 4 shows a year or something like that, and one of them or two of them you could guarantee you'd have KSI on and bringing other stars through and whatnot. Whereas now, you know, the Zone are giving them looks like about 12-14 dates per year, And with that means you're going to have a bigger stable of fighters. So I feel like in this transition year, they're bringing guys like me through. They're bringing guys like what's his name, matey was out in Nashville with me, little Cray, loads of them. Like, so what I'm saying is, actually, if you're looking at the guys that are coming into Misfits now, that's what you want to sort of look at, and look at the sort of level. And listen, I'm not saying it like I'm any good level, but for unlicensed boxing, I think I'm decent, and definitely.
No, you are.
Boxing, so
I think you're the real. I'm going to say it. I don't care. I think you're the real deal at that level. I can't see anyone really beating you or troubling you at that level. I'm just going to say it how it is, because you've got that unlicensed grounding. You've got guys that come in that haven't fought before.
Yeah.
And you've got that. You've had. Listen, once you've had, you know this. Once you've had about 5 fights, you need about 5 fights just to work out what's going on in there in a ring. Just so you know, so you're not throwing every shot 100. You know, you start breathing better. You start being more composed. You know, you almost need like 5 or 6 fights to get that. Now, just quickly, because I understand. I don't want to take too much of your time.
Go on, mate. I've got till 22 anyway.
Oh, it's okay. Okay, I won't rush too much then. I'm going to get you a bit longer then if you're going to say that. No, listen. What do you think of this card here? So check these brothers out. So listen, what we're gonna have to go through and get your thoughts on each of these fights here. Okay, so this is next week. I'm hoping to be there. I'm sure you'll probably be there, right?
I'm there. Yeah, I might even be doing a bit of commentary. I'm not sure yet.
Oh,
mate, my head's just gone. Someone's just written there that Palace are 3-0.
Yeah, I didn't know if someone was having a laugh. Is someone having a laugh?
Nah, do you know what? It was 1-0, so it could well be 3-0, and I've seen quite a few people write it, so I think it is 3-0.
Really? Could someone confirm that?
God, those poor Man United fans.
Oh, no, well, I'm quite happy for him. I'm a Liverpool man, aren't I?
Oh, yeah? Oh, nice.
I'm a Liverpool man. But like I said, I listen to your podcast. I watch your stuff because despite the fact that I'm Liverpool, I love what you say about Chelsea. It makes sense to me. I'm always interested in the whole game. I'm a bit of a purist. I go up to Anfield. You know, I go to quite a lot of the big games.
Nice.
Done United at home this season, did City at home this season, did Carabao Cup final.
You
know, Cup final, against you guys. So
let's not talk about that one.
So listen, who are you going for then? Give me a name. Who are you going for?
What, in the main event?
Versus Ferrari.
Oh, it'll be Salt Pappy, man. Well, I haven't watched nothing of that Ferrari, and there's always that thing of fighters you don't know. I've watched numerous fighters that I'd never heard of rock up and put in upsets, but I rate Salt Pappy, man. I really like Salt Pappy.
About this, I don't even know how to pronounce these brothers' names.
Yeah, Julie, that's Julie Poker. Julie Poker against Barbie. I can't lie, I haven't really seen too much of them. Julie Poker looks the better skilled out of the two of them. Barbie looks like a fucking maniac, but you know she's got that style or lack of style. Well, I don't want to sound bad here saying this, but like, do you remember the girl that beat Katie Taylor but didn't get the decision?
Oh yeah.
What was her name on the Joshua Ruiz undercard in New York?
Not the Scouser.
No. She was like a German bird. She beat her, didn't get a decision.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, but anyway, that style. She's got that style, that Barbie. Just like not a lot of technique, but big at the weight, strong, can take a shot, comes forward. So
what about these ones here? Miss versus Ryan Taylor.
Oh, mate, I don't know. I don't know nothing about Ryan Taylor's been in quite a few fights. Obviously, Mist is a rapper. God knows.
God knows. King Kenny versus Adam Brooks. I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, man. Adam Brooks is a friend. He's a good man.
He's a good man, and
he knows he's up against one of the better influencer boxers. I rate King Kenny. He's got a very good setup. He's got one of the best jabs in influencer boxing. Sorry, that bird's name's just come into my head. Her name was Delphine Pursoon. I'm always like, you know when you can't get a name right.
Oh, that's good thinking. Do you know what? I was going to get box back up because it was starting to piss me off.
I think if Adam Brooks could pull off the upset there, that would be one of the bigger upsets in YouTube.
Everyone's feeling King Kenny's too fast, and that backhand that he throws is like a whip, isn't it? But I think if Brooks catches him, he's got a chance, man. And if you can hit, you got a chance. What are you going for, Argentinian King versus Mills with Max? I don't know too much about Mills with Max.
Fuck the Argentinian King. He ain't fighting Mills with Max now. He's fighting Robin Deacon. Do you remember Robin Deacon?
He's not fighting him anymore.
Robin Deacon. He was Britain's worst boxer. He's the one with he's got a club foot, and he was calling out Conor Benn years ago and whatever.
Oh yeah.
He's Ross Minter's pal. I've met him a few times. He's all right. Robin Deacon, bit of a crazy fucker, but he's a nice bloke. He's fighting Argentinian King now. Sorry.
Oh, the other dude pulled out, did he?
Tasmanian Devil, who used to box on the Queensbury shows, he pulled out, and then they got him in with a guy called Mills with Max, who's coach. Oh, tragic. He put up some video about me. It was like, you know, them ones that don't even get a comment. It's just like, oh, God, we've got another fucking idiot pulling. Someone's just said he's fighting Pulley Arif. Oh, bruv, I don't know. Argentinian King, as far as I can tell, is going to be one of the higher level guys in the tournament.
4-0, Elise Screamer, Joey. What is going on?
That's what we like.
That's wonderful news. And lastly, Tempo Arts versus Ben Knight.
My brother.
Ben Knight?
That's my brother.
Is that your brother? Oh, brilliant!
Nah, I'm joking. I've never met him in my life.
Oh, I didn't know that. I met him on Saturday, so in person for the first time. I filmed a documentary down at their gym. I was thinking, you don't look like him.
No.
You're joking me. You're joking me.
No, yeah, I don't know, man. I think that Ben Knights is supposed to be like decent, unlicensed level. I always just compare influencer level to unlicensed level because it's pretty similar.
Yeah.
I would say the bar of unlicensed is higher, but it's the same shit.
Yeah, I would agree. I think the unlicensed, you got guys that go on from unlicensed into the pros.
Yeah. Well, mate, that was my plan. I was planning on turning professional at one point, and look, I don't think I would have ever done that much as a professional, but I think
you're slick. You've got all the attributes. You can knock people out with either hand. You're really slick. You've got really good movement. I think you do yourself injustice sometimes.
No, I think there's levels to boxing, man. Like I've sparred like semi-decent pros, and I understand that I'm so far off that level. But I think if I went pro, I think if I committed my life to it and got with the trainer that I'm with now a lot earlier and stuff, I think a little bit of luck on my side, I could have boxed for like a Southern Area title as a pro or something. Yeah. But if I committed my life and injuries went my way, and you know, my auntie had a set of bollocks, she'd be my uncle. So
yeah. I'm going to ask a couple of quick-fire fan questions now. Quick-fire fan questions and a quick question from myself before I let you bounce. How many times a week are you training at the moment? That's from Connor Ryan, 42.
Mate, I'd love to lie to you. I'll just be honest to you, about 2-3 times a week at the second, because I've just had so much on. So I do my bits and pieces that I need to do that I know, like, okay, the fitness level don't go, because the timing comes like that without any hard work. Fitness level comes over a long time. So I try and maintain that, and I can do that with sort of 3 sessions or so a week. I spar once a week, do my sprints or my running, whatever. Then when I'm in camp, it will go to like, I don't know, multiple sessions per day, 6 days a week.
Yeah. Favorite Chelsea player of all time? I've lost the username. It's just shot off my screen.
Yeah. Of all time would probably be JT, or John Terry, Frank Lampard, Zola. I don't know, mate. One of them.
Zola's nice. I used to like Zola. Everyone liked Zola.
Yeah, man.
Any other questions? Quickly fire them in. I want to ask about one. ZK Davis 10 is saying, what do you think about Madukali?
Who?
Madukali. You know your winger, the right winger.
Oh, Madueke. Yeah.
Madueke.
Madueke, Noni Madueke. He's on fire at the minute. I feel like we don't need to address that position, and do you know what? We were starting Cole Palmer on the right wing all season, more or less.
Yeah.
And then now Madueke's, you know, he's tops at the minute. And
He's
Cole
a beast,
Palmer's
isn't he? I think he's a beast. I thought he was quite good when I've seen him play.
Do you know what the truth is, mate? We're going to be a problem next season.
You think so?
I think so.
With a new manager?
Nah, he can...
Give one more.
We're sitting around and get another season.
We got Kane
Fred
Baker.
just said, stop ducking Wally.
We got Kane Baker. What do you put in your hair that makes it look so great, Joey?
You know, this hair's very well groomed, mate. It takes a lot of time on this bad boy. No, it's just nothing. It's got a little bit of water in it at the minute. It's nothing. It's nothing too outrageous.
Got Blasey 05, Crawford or Madrimov?
Crawford, easy.
All day long. There's someone here saying, I thought black don't crack. Oh, you cheeky bastard. I'm looking good always.
How old are you?
Was that?
How old are you?
21. We've got Fred PD Beck. Stop ducking Walid.
Fred, you need to stop ducking Fox the G. Because I've heard the sidemen talking that one up. Do you know who Fred is? It's Fred that does the interviews. Fred.
Oh, is it? Fred. Oh, is he? Oh, I love his stuff.
Fred's the man.
His man. I like his stuff.
Good
what
man.
do we do about Reece James and Chilwell? Surely we can't rely on them.
If you want me to be completely honest, it does pain me to say it. It makes me feel like a little bit of a snide because of what he's done for the club and whatnot. But I would say when you look at our left back options next season, Kukurea, Ian Matson's probably going to go, but we're hearing Borussia Dortmund can't agree a few of him for the minute. So there's that chance Ian Matson comes back. We got Malo Gusto who can play on the left hand side. And then I don't like it, but Poch sometimes likes Levi Colwell as a left back. So I think our options are pretty good. I think if you could get money for Chilwell, not begrudgingly because I'm sort of putting it out there, but I feel bad saying it. I do love Ben Chilwell. Maybe this might be the right time, but mate, I don't care if fucking Reece James is in a wheelchair. I'd still stick him on 200 grand.
I love that. We got last one from the fans. Jordan JP 123. Isak or Osimhen?
Isak's
a bad man.
Yeah, you see Isak. I don't think in 10 years after Osimhen has retired, we'll be talking about him as brilliant as he is. Isak might be a modern day Thierry Henry. I don't know what his level is to his height.
Yeah.
We got Nicholas Jackson, so we don't need either. We're sweet. Yeah.
So I'm going to quickly just go back to this most wanted things. He obviously pulled out of this 2v1 against Foxer G, and the fans would want me to ask you about this. The fight fans, the Misfits fans, they would want me to ask you about this. You fought this guy.
I was there when he was pulling out. I was trying to get him to get in the ring.
You were there when he was pulling out. What can you tell us on it?
Right. Most wanted. Do you know, I'm 30 in August, right? I'm 29 years old. I normally can just suss people straight away. And I can get people I find I can get people very quickly or whatever. Most wanted, I ain't got a fucking clue what's going on in that fella's mind. But let me just say, because he's coming in for a lot of stick, and he has come in for a lot of stick. Most wanted is a good-hearted person. He's a nice guy, but he is, in my opinion, quite a confused. He's just at that age, you know what I mean? He's young, like 21. You know what I mean? Like I grew up a little bit earlier, but I would liken him to where I was when I was maybe 17, 18 or something. And you're just finding the ropes, really. And sometimes you probably don't realise that it's easy to talk a good game, but getting in there and doing it is a different thing. So I think a lot of stuff behind the scenes went wrong for him on fight week. And listen, I don't have a halo over my head, but he will tell you himself, if you ever get him on a live soon, he will tell you, I tried as hard as I could to help Most Wanted all week. Like, tried to get my team to check on him, and they helped him cut the weight and stuff like this. Ultimately, he never got in the ring on the night and done that. And for that reason, listen, if it was me, and I didn't ring walk, I wouldn't be expecting my phone to ring again from Mams. Do you know what I mean?
Nah,
But at the same
I
time,
can't see how anyone would touch him now, if I'm honest. I mean, he was coming on alive with me before the Nashville fight, and then on the day he cancelled it. So he didn't even come into the ring with me.
yeah, I mean, mate, I know, but he, as I say, Most Wanted is a nice guy. I think he's a little bit caught up sometimes in what he has like portrayed online to what he actually is. And sometimes when you've got a character, like all these Misfits guys have, look, mate, I'm the only one that has my own name. My name on my passport is Joey Knight. You know what I mean? My name is Joey Knight, but you got Dean the Great, Fox the G, Most Wanted, Tempo. Like no one's even got their own name. So what I'm saying is, a lot of these guys have got a costume on, and that's all well and good. But then when you're in the public eye and you want to take the costume off, but it's like, no, everyone knows you as the guy on YouTube, or in Most Wanted's case, the guy that's mouthy on Twitter and all stuff like this. People are going to hold you to that. Like people are coming into the hotel in fight week, filming and being like Americans being like, "What man? Now we've rolled up on you and all this shit." And like, I mean, I don't know, mate. I don't know. Listen, I'm older, man. They're young, aren't they?
Yeah, they're all young. They're all young kids.
I do like Most Wanted, and I do wish them all the best.
Yeah, no, I respect any man that gets in the ring. And it was really interesting speaking with you earlier about how to get on Misfits. I just recently launched my own promotion called Gunman Promotions. I've signed a couple of fighters up now. But what I do is I just use my channel to help grow them, give them voice, give them recognition, post out their training, help them to get fights. I've signed a 12-year-old who's fighting in the Nationals. I sponsor him basically. I sponsor a few fighters. I sponsor him, give him kit, drop him off hoodies and hats and stuff like this. Give him kit and stuff and sponsor his journey. And then I've just signed another kid who was actually on Quest, who you might know, Mirza, Haris Mirza. You might have heard of him. He's 7-1. It was
Haris.
Yeah,
I know Haris. Funny story about him. He broke my hand.
Did he?
Yeah, I don't know if he knows this. I was doing pads with him
in fact,
and
you will know Haris. I think you've trained with him.
Yeah, I was holding pads with him, and he's fast, like he's rapid. Yeah. So he's like blah, blah, blah. And then I'm like, when I show people stuff, I'm like, do it slow. Show me once you can do it slow, and then we go fast. Yeah. So, but he's like wanting to do everything well, quick and that. And I'm like, yeah, do one slow. And he's like, yeah, I've got it, whatever. So then I've gone, all right, say it was a 1-2 hook slip roll. But I broke the bone in my thumb, and I didn't box for like a year because of it. So if ever he makes any big money, I want my cut.
Yeah, so I've got some. Like he's literally, I launched him yesterday. I've already got some really interesting opportunities for him. Of course, he's going to stay on Quest. So my point is not to pull him off of promotions and stuff. That's not what I'm about. My thing is to support him. As I said, sponsor him. Really, I sponsor him, and then try and also get him other opportunities in different areas and all the rest of it. So, but we've got some really interesting stuff, coming up, and I can't wait to share it with everyone. But yeah,
you gonna put on shows or?
No, I'm not going to start putting on shows because I hate arranging events. I mean, I couldn't arrange a piss up in a brewery, and I couldn't think of anything worse.
I can attend one. I don't know if I can arrange one.
Yeah, but the thing is, doing what I do here now, and I do commentary as well. I work with loads of promoters. So I can get fighters onto different shows and get them opportunities with the promoters that I know.
Yeah.
Also, I've got quite a lot of pull in. So I've already got Mirza trained with James Wallace the other day. I set that up for him, to train with James Wallace, who trains Ben Knight. So he trained with Ben Knight, he did, and he trained with Proboxing on Saturday. Just had a session with him, just let him know, and they'd worked him hard. I just gave him that opportunity. I went with him, picked him up, took him down there. We did some filming. He did a session with him as well.
I'll tell you what, just while it's on my mind about that, mate, it's always brilliant to go around different gyms, train under different people. Like I had the opportunity to do loads of cool shit with training and whatever, but the gym that Harris is from already, like where he had his amateur fights or his Queensbury stuff. Very good gym. White Dog.
Yeah,
They used to
yeah,
they used to come down for sport. I was at Like to Box in Red Hill, so
yeah,
it was the gym that like Adam Booth was at with his fighters and stuff.
yeah.
Albeit I wasn't
Yeah,
part
he's
of
there.
that setup. I used to go there in the evenings when they had gone, and I would train and whatnot. And White Dog were like our main sparring gym that used to come to us and stuff.
Yeah,
And there was always good boys. Max Char,
Max,
Lee Cannon was there at one point.
Nathan
Davis.
Misen as well, wasn't it? Nathan Misen, I think, was there.
Yeah, fuck
Good
me.
fighter.
He's a scary kid. I say kid. He's not a kid now. Like
Proper
24
fight,
now.
yeah.
I remember Nathan Misen when he was like 12, coming in the gym and bashing up 16-year-olds, 18-year-olds.
Brute
Yeah,
savage.
he's a savage.
Yeah,
I like
he's staying with that gym.
directors.
Harris is going to stay with that gym. So, like I said, it's not to change his structure, but it's just to support him. And I'm basically a sponsor. I'm sponsoring him. You know, that's the best way. And then, just helping him with, just helping him grow his career, get more following on here, get his voice out here. He's coming on Insta Live with me tomorrow, all that kind of stuff. And I'm doing that for, fighters I've recognised that a lot of these fighters work so hard and they don't get a break or they don't get what they deserve, as you know. You said you got lucky, but a lot of the time it is who you know and not what you know, because you see some great fighters that just don't even get noticed. And that's what this channel is about, is to speak with, fighters of all levels, and
you know what, mate? You have got to get lucky, but you've also got to put yourself in a position to get lucky.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? So, like, me starting YouTube, like, mate, I've completely got lucky. Like, I'm not under no. I see people in the same field as me who I know are better than me, but for some reason they don't get the views or the opportunities that I do. So I'm very much like, I know I've got lucky, but then at the same time as saying that, I put myself in a position to get lucky, and that's the main thing that people don't like. If you said to me, "Oh, how's all this happened for you?" I'd go, "Mate, I got lucky."
No,
but I did.
you work hard. You make your own luck, man. You work hard, and the harder you work, the luckier you get. If you notice that.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Oh, mate, there's no denying I work hard, man.
Yeah.
I'm flat out constant, and I know I'm going to have a lot of editing now to do.
I know.
Man United have lost tonight.
I know. And you'll have to watch that as well. I mean, I'll wrap it up. But yeah, I know exactly what you're saying, because I got a similar thing with this channel, but on a smaller scale. Like, obviously, I do editing now. I've got to edit tonight as well, the same as you do. But like, it's a nice busy, isn't it? You're busy, but if my phone wasn't ringing and I wasn't getting people ringing me up, Gunman, I've got a show. Can you come down and commentate next month? Next month I've got 4 or 5 different shows I'm working with, but I love it. I wouldn't change it for anything else.
It's mad, like, yeah. I mean, you don't, because when you're working, you're taking it all in, and like, I'm very like, boom, onto the next thing, I'm like ADHD out of my head. I have to have like loads of structure and stuff, otherwise I go mental. So what I'm trying to say is, like, when you're living it, I don't think you do sort of take the step back and go, God, like, this is mad, everything that's happening and whatnot. And like, but I think sometimes I do, like, little things, like, say if I go out or whatever now, it's like, especially since Misfits, I get a lot of kids coming over to me, and I'm like, what the, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just well weird. Why do these kids know I am? But that's what the Misfits has done. But whenever I have any sort of interaction, as I'm sure you do yourself, you probably get people tell you how much they enjoy.
I love it.
Whatever.
I love it. Yeah, I love it.
Whenever I get that interaction, it's always positive. So
yeah,
it's nice, man. It is nice.
Same here. I love it. Honestly, I interviewed Bernard Hopkins, who's one of the greatest middleweights of all time. And my very next interview was a 12-year-old with like 3 skill bouts. And I had just as much energy and enjoyment from that interview, because the kid he messaged me afterwards and said, Gunman, thanks for the interview. My following's gone up since I had that interview with you. And it touched me. That was just as satisfactory for me. No joke, as it was doing, like, Hopkins. I've done Tim Witherspoon, Joey Knight, like some serious boxing.
I don't think you can mention my name in the same breath as Hopkins, mate. I'll tell you what, that is a cool little story though, right? So, sorry, I'm bagging on here, but I might as well tell you because you're talking about Bernard Hopkins.
Yeah, go on.
So my favourite fighter of all time is Roy Jones Jr. Absolutely love Roy Jones Jr. So much so, I end up fucking. He's part. I've got a boxing sleeve. You ever see it? You probably haven't seen my leg. I've got a boxing sleeve, and the first fighter I have put on there is Roy Jones Jr.
Oh, that's quality.
Hold on, let me. Can you see that?
Yeah.
So yeah, like Roy Jones Jr. was on my leg, and when I was in where was I? I was in Leeds, right? So when I was in Leeds, we were doing the press conference, and there was a guy on the card, really nice guy, good fighter, Fez Batista. He was on the card, and after the press conference, I'm sitting there, and I must have been sat in a pair of shorts or something, and one of his teams walked over and passed me a phone, like without saying anything. And I don't know why, but you know, the first thing like your mind went to is
like what?
I thought he wanted me to take a picture of him.
Oh, right.
I thought, you rude fucker, ask. Do you know what I mean? Like, he just passing me a phone. And then I looked at him and I took the phone sort of thing. And then I looked at the phone as I'm about to, it's Roy Jones Jr. on the FaceTime.
No.
Yeah. Mad,
that's
isn't it?
Eight.
So then I chatted to him on FaceTime that time. And then he sent me, just before my last fight against Baby Hulk, he sent me a good luck video. So,
that's amazing, isn't it? That's amazing. When I spoke with Hopkins said he's the hardest fighter he's ever been in with. He said he can just get away with making errors. He was that quick. He can make errors, and he was that quick he could get away with making that error. And Hopkins had been in with, and I can't remember, I'm going to miss some names, but he'd been in with Calzaghe, Winky Wright, you know, Felix Trinidad, Jermaine Taylor. Oh God, his CV was insane. Roy Jones Jr.
Even since then, he's been in with Kovalev and like
Kovalev. Oh, I'm gonna miss some names, but
that's the thing. Yeah, like Roy Jones Jr. never had the longevity, right? Well, he actually did have the longevity. He just wasn't good during his longevity. But Roy Jones Jr. fought until he was 50 odd or whatever. But there was the reason people go, oh, greatest all time, Sugar Ray Robinson or Muhammad Ali or Floyd Mayweather, is because a lot of their careers spanned for the time when they were good. Manny Pacquiao especially. But what I'm saying is there's a window of 5 years where Roy Jones Jr. was the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
But he didn't end up being it after because he didn't have the longevity that some of them.
And stuck around a bit too long. Right, last question, okay? Because there's been one brother in here. He's been hounding us for your thoughts on Thiago Silva. And I feel bad if I don't ask you now. He said, have you got any words for Thiago Silva? And I think that would be a great note to end it on. And we can watch the last bit of United getting dry humped.
Thiago Silva's an absolute legend, man. We was having this discussion on the podcast today, myself and Josh. And I was saying, I think he has done the shortest stint for anyone I would rate as a club legend. Yeah. Because for me, club legend is like...
big word.
It's a big thing, and you have to have been there for a long time or for a really, really significant time. So, like, personally, even though he won the league with us and was absolutely prolific, Diego Costa, maybe, I wouldn't call club legend because I feel like, if you put him in, you've got to put loads of people. I'm on about JT, Lampard, going back, Peter Osgood, Zola, Vialli.
Yeah,
Thiago Silva, I'd say, is a club legend. So considering he's only done, 4 full seasons with us, maybe 5, that's good going. So
big going, isn't it? And all of those seasons in his 30s.
Mate, he's honestly, the fella's just ridiculous. And this is the thing with Thiago Silva is like, when people write him off, and this is a trait that John Terry used to have, and all the best sort of legendary players will have it, is he's come back from the dead like 4 times, I reckon. Like, I reckon there's been 4 times when there's been like a public media hounding of Silva's done. I mean, remember it happened with John Terry. Rafa Benitez took John Terry out the side for 6 months, and the club were thinking about selling him. Jose comes back in. Boom, you're my captain, straight in at the back. And this is what I'm saying, that longevity, Thiago Silva's done the same. So I still think he could play at a good level, you know. I still think he could play for a Champions League club even after he leaves us. But he's
really, that's incredible, isn't it? Incredible. Well, listen, thank you so much, Mr. Knight. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate your time. Me and you could talk football and boxing forever.
That's it.
Like,
we do it again soon
I absolutely
sometime.
love it, man. I've loved talking to you all, and I always do. And I can't wait to hopefully get you back on before one of your big fights or something. Maybe I might see you at Misfits on Saturday.
We'll have a beer on Saturday, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I don't drink, but I will have a Coke Zero with you.
Good man.
But yeah, no, listen, thank you so much, my man.
No problem.
Enjoy the game. Mate. Keep on banding up with your podcast, and we love what you do, man. Anyone who's not following it needs to follow it. Thank you very much, Mr. Knight. Appreciate you.
Top man.
Take it easy,
See you soon, mate.